Hey folks, welcome back to the channel, Pop Retro 1 on Twitter. If you have Twitter, look me up, at Pop Retro 1. Thought I'd take a few minutes today. I have kind of gotten backed up on my new additions to the collection, so I have this big stack of stuff that I've accumulated over the last little while, and I thought I would break them up into a couple of different groups, so I have a stack of sort of catalog, drama, and family film type of titles that I've picked up over the last month or two. A horror and exploitation stack. And I thought today I would just share my most recent pickups from the fantasy / superhero / comic book movie editions that I've added over the past month or so. So that's what I will do in this video today. So a lot of these movies, well, a lot of them are older, some of them are more recent, a couple of new ones, but all of them are new to me. Not necessarily all the movies, but the discs. And some of these are upgrades to old versions that I've had. And so maybe you'll see something in here that you like and you might want to check it out, and maybe you'll want to pick it up too. So starting off with, this is a movie I have not seen yet, brand new movie. This is The Green Knight. This is the Blu-ray version from Lionsgate. This came out just this year, 2021. A sort of retelling, I guess, of the Sir Gawain and the Green Knight tale. So I've heard mixed things about it. I've read mixed things about it. People that I know, I know some people that have seen it and said they loved it. And one person in particular said it was their favorite movie of the year. So who knows? So looking forward to checking out the Green Knight. Let's see if take a look at the packaging. It looks like it's all the same. There's the back. Remember reading Sir Gawain and the Green Knight in high school? And then again in college, you know, the literature and English teachers and English courses, it's just one of those staples, baby. One of those fun stories that are timeless and will probably be remade for the rest of time. So even way back then, when they wrote the story, it became a timeless tale to be told over and over. And speaking of timeless tales that are going to be told over and over, I finally have in my collection where's it at? The Hobbit. So there you go, Peter Jackson's trilogy of The Hobbit. Now, I watched these back when they came out, and this, of course, is the theatrical versions. So they have released DVD sets and Blu-ray sets, and probably 4K sets too, of the extended versions. And if you're a huge fan of these movies, then those do exist out there. But these, this trilogy that came out in, when did this one come out? This was the early 2000s, right? Yeah, this movie trilogy. And this particular box set, I don't know, came out a couple of years ago, but it's the theatrical versions. So these are the versions that I saw in the theater, and that's good enough for me. But also, what's cool about this is that it was only like $6.99, and so I was like, oh, it's a good time to add these to my collection, so that I can give them a rewatch and just have them in there. And so you can see it comes in a nice. It's just slightly thicker than a regular DVD case, so this isn't going to take up a ton of space on my shelf, which I really do appreciate. And I bought on the same day, of course, the Lord of the Rings 3-film collection trilogy, and these are also the theatrical versions. And this one comes in the same style case. It's even a little bit thinner. It actually is the size of a regular Blu-ray case. So The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson trilogies, I actually finally have on Blu-ray, and I'll be able to rewatch those again. And of course, those are favorites to throw on when the nieces and nephews and the little kids come over, and along with, the stuff like Harry Potter and the other things like that I like to keep in the living room on the shelf out there for that type of thing. Okay, moving on to some superhero comic book based films that I've added to my collection. And the first one we have is the Birds of Prey, and with the subtitle, "And the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn." So I've not seen this, and I gotta say that I paused my viewing of comic book movies in 2018, and I don't know, whatever it was, I just kind of got burned out on them, and where I left off was at Black Panther, the first Black Panther, and I think around the same time was the first Wonder Woman movie, and that's for DC, Black Panther for Marvel, the MCU, and I've been picking these up as I catch them on sale for cheap price, and I think this was $5.99, and so I'm looking forward to picking them back up. And I don't know, just by 2018, for some reason, the movies there was a sameness to them all, and they all started kind of blending together to me. And I just wasn't having nearly as much fun anymore as I was back in like 2008 when Iron Man came out, and 2012, during that first phase 1 and phase 2 of the MCU. And man, by 2018, a lot of these, it's like they kind of just started, they really wanted to have something to say, kind of messagey, and but also just, I was getting to the point where it's like, man, I'm watching these movies and I can't remember much of what happened when they're done, because there was a lot of sameness to me. Now, that may have just been my mood at the time, and that's why I am looking forward to picking up where I left off with Black Panther, and continuing on and catching up with the comic book based movies. So there you have it. After that, I have Shazam. I heard good things about when it came out, and I was a fan of Shazam, the old TV show, the Filmation program, which also is out on Blu-ray now, by the way, if you're into that, the 1970s Saturday morning live action show. And then, of course, we've got Wonder Woman, 1984. And I'm a sucker for anything that's either 80s or based upon the 80s or sort of retro 80s. So I've always kind of looked forward to or wanted to see this one, just to see just kind of how they recreated 1984 in this movie. And there were a couple times where I thought, I'm just going to watch this now, but I held off because I wanted to watch, I want to watch these films in order, like I said, back where I left off. Now, a lot of these were on sale. This one, this looks like it's an Amazon repackage or something. So I think I got this one for like $4.99 or something like that. But it, came with the slip covers there. Everything is still shrink wrapped inside, and so happy with that purchase. After that, I've got 2 parts, Batman The Long Halloween Part 1 and Part 2. So these come in separate DVDs. Each one's about 90 minutes long. So this is from the, whatever it's called, the DC animated universe, which I haven't watched much of over the years. And I've been trying to also pick up on a lot of the animated TV shows and movies that I missed out on after I kind of stopped watching a lot of animated stuff back in the 90s, as the 90s went on. So then we move on to the only Marvel one in this stack is that I found on sale and picked up, Spider-Man Far From Home. Again, this actually was technically, I said I left off at before watching Black Panther, whichever one was before that was the last one I saw. But I guess actually this one came out after that, and I actually did see this. So I went on a trip to Vegas with family, and my little nephew and I went to the theater inside the casino hotel we were staying at, and they were showing Spider-Man Far From Home. So I actually did see this one. So I did see this one out of order, and we enjoyed it. There's a look at the back. So, but I'll probably give it another watch so that I can remember what happened as I go along and catch these up. Up next, the last 4 items in my stack here have to do with toy properties, and I guess technically one was a comic book property first, but you get the idea. And the first one up is the new G.I. Joe movie, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. So, brand new movie, have not seen it yet, and I'm glad this one came out really quick-like and was really affordable for this Blu-ray release. And I've heard mixed things about this too. And the Transformers live-action movies, the G.I. Joe live-action movies everything's kind of a mixed bag. So my expectations are always set accordingly when it comes to sort of rehashing, reboots, or reimaginings of things that I loved as a kid. So I don't get too gaga about stuff when they come out, and I'm always kind of patient and just catch it when I can. And so that's what I'm doing here. After that, though, a actual throwback to a movie that I really did like was from 1986, The Transformers, the movie. And this, of course, is the movie where a lot of characters were killed off and breaking the hearts of us 80s kids, and wondering what to do with all of our earlier Transformers toys after this movie ended. And I've had this on DVD forever, and I finally decided, there's a Blu-ray for really cheap. It was all the Black Friday stuff, or a lot of this was, and sales leading up to Black Friday throughout November. So that's when I picked up a lot of this stuff, including Transformers the movie, and this was released by Shout Factory. And they've released this in different configurations over the years, and probably will continue doing so. I know there's a Steelbook edition, and I think this one even got a 4K. And I'm not equipped for 4K yet, and it's not a priority for me or anything like that. So I'm really happy to have this now, at least finally in Blu-ray, to replace my DVD version. So after that, another one popular with us 80s kids, especially late 80s kids, is I finally got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original movies, in this 4-film favorites collection from Warner Brothers, Warner Home Entertainment. Now this one comes with the first 3 from the early 90s, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Secret of the Ooze, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time. And it also includes a movie that I didn't see and still haven't seen, and that is the TMNT, which was the, let's see if I can point out this one right here, the all CGI movie that I think came out around 2007 or 2008. It looks like 2007, it says on the back of the case. But I had the original movie from 1990 on DVD. I didn't have any of the others, so I replaced that DVD and got 3 more. And also, I really like getting it in as compact of a package as I can for saving space. So, and finally, one TV series on DVD that I picked up that goes along with that last one, and that is Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, the complete series. This is the series that came out in, I think, 08 or 09, and this was actually apparently based on, came out in 98 or 99, the late 90s, and this was based on ideas that they had for a 4th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from that original live action run. So, and that's just what I've read. I don't remember really catching this. And by the late 90s, I wasn't watching the Power Rangers, and I wasn't watching stuff like this a lot. But again, I found this for really affordable, and I thought, well, that would be a fun thing to check out. It's funny how the older I get now, the more I'm willing to say, you know what, I'm going to watch some cartoons and some stuff from my younger years, and things that were based on those younger years cartoons that I missed during those in-between years of the 90s and the 2000s. So here's a look at the back of the case. And this ran for like 26 episodes, I think. I don't know, 2 seasons probably. I don't know, 1 or 2 seasons. Either way, approximately 8 hours worth of content on here. And this is also a Shout Factory release. So there you have it. That is a stack a stack of my newest additions to the collections, the fantasy and comic book and cartoon, superhero stack of stuff. I've got 2 more, and I'm going to do those in separate videos because it just gets kind of long. I always try to keep these under 10 minutes. I always go long, so my apologies for that. But I will see you back here for the next one, hopefully tomorrow, and I'll see you soon.